a potato chip crust for the bottom of the brownies. So, and here we have 4 cups of potato chips. I used crinkle chips here because they stay nice and crispy. And we added in some
crinkle
butter.
chips, butter, and sugar.
And sugar. All of it. So then, once it turns into a nice crust like this, when you do it at home, you won't have big chunks of brown sugar like this, so we're just gonna get rid of that. And just pour that right down in there. The crust.
Gotcha.
And then I
all
like to
of
use, yeah, all of it. And then I like to use a measuring cup like this. I'll let you do this to kind of like make a nice level. Yeah, you could do it like that too. That works, whatever works. And then you just smash it down in there. And you know, luckily, we have one back here that's already done. Because you want to bake it for a little bit, for like 10 minutes. It gets nice and crispy,
Oh,
crunchy.
it's supposed to look like that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Looks like that. So then down here, we're gonna mix up our wet ingredients for the brownies. And we're gonna pour the wet ingredients right on top of that crust. So
Can
that
I
was
whisk?
some butter. Yeah, you can whisk. Some butter.
It's better if you keep me moving like a small child.
Some sugar, and 3 eggs. That's the wet for our brownies. And this is a little bit simpler of a brownie recipe than other ones that I've made on the show before, because we're not melting any chocolate or anything like that. This is all cocoa powder, so you don't have to get out your chocolate or anything like that. I like to give it a sift before I put it into the bowl, because cocoa powder has a tendency to get
So cocoa powder and flour.
Yeah.
And salt, Grant?
And salt, yep. And instead of sifting it into the bowl, because it gets kind of hard, because you only have this tiny little surface
No,
in
this
the
is
bowl.
really smart.
Yeah, I like
really smart.
I like to do it over a big piece of parchment like this.
And then you can
once
just
it's
pick it
sifted,
up. Right.
you can go like this. Whee! And it goes right in. And now we just pour our
This into this.
this into this.
There you go. Hit it with the spat.
Little spatula. Move it around. And it comes together, you know, in just about a minute or 2. And like I said, since this is all cocoa powder recipe and there's no chocolate in it, not only is it a little bit easier to make, you don't have to like make a double boiler or anything like that.
Right. This is so much easier. You could just throw it in a bowl and mix it together.
And you just mix it up. And, you know, this is a little bit of a hack here, but you could just use brownie mix if you wanted to. You know, this is better.
And thanks for watching the recipe, America.
But if you wanted to, you definitely could if you want to speed things up.
Or you can follow the recipe that we just delightfully shared with you.
Yeah. So then you spread it out, you let them bake, and then once they're nice and cool.
Okay, he totally skipped over this. The brilliant part is that you line the pan with a little parchment so you can easily pick it in and out of the pan. And when you do put this in, it is important, right, Grant?
Yeah.
To very carefully, because the bottom is delicate, spread it,
Yeah,
right?
spread it out so it touches all the corners. I also like to take a binder clip, and you can clip the paper down right here. I don't do that anymore, because now that I don't work here, I don't have access to free binder clips. So, but if I...
Imagine binder clips if we could afford them.
All right, cool. So that is our potato chip crust brownie. Nice and crispy on the top, crispy and salty on the bottom.